Welcome back to Keys Prop Hut. On today, we'll be looking for some props that we can hit on. Let's get into it. Starting out here, filtered to the left-hand side. You got Gallon struggling with some left-hand bats. Where is that game at? In Arizona. Don't really trust Minnesota's bats from the left side. You got Warren at home against Cincy. Blade, Low. For them, Texas, Bueller. Okay, we can look into him real quick. So 292 to lefties batting average versus 224 to righties. Is giving up more power to righties though. Okay, let's look at it. You got the 274. Okay, let's look at this cutter. So you got Peterson here, 417 to that cutter, 12 at bats, 10% barrel. Nemo 261, 21% barrel across 23 at bats. Both decent. K percentages too. Okay, so last 30. Nemo 375 across 8 at bats. Peterson 364. Okay, 33% barrel. You barreled twice against it. So barreled yesterday again with Vasquez. And then barreled here against Kolick. Okay, not bad. You got Peterson here. See what he's doing. Okay, homered there. Not a bad launch angle there against Bybee. Double. Okay. Not bad. Let's see where he's locating this. Okay. He's getting in trouble there. Yeah, let's look there. Both over 9%. That's where he's missing. Not bad here for Nemo. 375. 0 strikeouts. See if that homer from... I'm pretty sure he had a homer. Okay, it wasn't that zone, but Vasquez missed there too yesterday, and he almost hit it out 401 feet. He was somebody I was talking about yesterday as far as me feeling that Nemo's due for a homer. Okay, not bad at all. So 0 strikeouts last year against that in those zones. No barrel though. Okay, I like Nemo against that cutter. Peterson too. He has a decent average there, and he's not can. Okay, this 4-seamer, 328 for Nemo, 264 for Peterson, full season. Look at last 30, 227 for Nemo. So both of them dropped off a bit there. What's he getting? 94. So he's not necessarily blowing it past him at all. Who's these strikeouts against? Morris, Sonny Gray. Morris got up to 98 there. Sonny Gray 92. 90. Okay. Not the best here, but he does have a couple of doubles here. Homer. A couple singles as well. Okay, let's look placement. Peterson's batting average looks horrible there, but he isn't K'ing though. Except, well, he just K'd twice 2 days ago. Okay. Leaning Nemo so far, but let's look at placement on this 4-seamer. So it looks like he's trying to go top of the zone. When he misses, it's in about these 4 zones. Which one of those? Okay. We'll grab up here too. 478 for Nemo. 2 home runs, 13% barrel. Not bad. Both of them have a barrel there. Not bad at all. Nemo here. Couple ideal launch angles there. I'm liking Nemo right now. Throwing that cutter over 30% of the time. Can hit the cutter. Next up is the 4-seamer. Can hit the 4-seamer as well. He probably doesn't have a lot against this knuckle curve. So 7 at bats, 1 strikeout, 16% barrel. Tripled against it with Gallon. Just saw it 2 days ago with Joe Ryan, so I do like he just saw it recently. 18 pitches total. Okay, not bad at all. Yeah, I like Nemo for a hit here. I'll say the same thing I said yesterday. I feel like at some point Nemo is due for a homer. However, Buehler, he normally struggles with the maybe I might be tripping. I think it is the right hand side that he struggles with power. So he struggles with power with the right hand side, which we can look at real quick. But he's given up a average to the left hand side. So I'll take Nemo for a hit here. From the right hand side, throwing the sinker for the most part. Their power hitters are Berger and Langford from the right hand side. Shioka can hit for power too, though, I will say. So Berger and Higashoka, over 10% barrel here. Look, last 30. 20% for Higashoka, over 10 events. Berger 7% for 14 events. Okay, let's look at placement. Where are you missing at? Oh, you're missing the middle of the plate. None of these have home runs though. Hold on, let me see if he gave up home runs to this pitcher real quick. So none to this pitch. So knuckle curve, the 4-seamer. Let's look at that instead of. So you got Jung, 15% barrel, 40 events. Langford recently. Jung has dropped off with his power quite a bit. Still 9.1 barrel. All right, where are you locating this? Looks like you're trying to go up and away. Go there. He could miss in the middle of the plate. You got 6.6% there. I'll add it. But let's look at these 3 first. So Jung 14%, Turan 15%. Okay. Still Jung 15%. So 105 off the bat on the 18th, and then 98 off the bat versus Joe Ryan. That should have been out. He had to hit it center. Because ideally that would be out. This too. Got it there versus Cabrera. Possibly Jung here. Just saw it 2 days ago. As I mentioned, that should have been out, to be honest. And then you got Langford here. Oh, he just homered against it yesterday. Oh, he saw it 3 times. They missed 3 times with that 4-seamer. So yeah, he hit it out. Jung's his events look nice there. Messing with this slider too. Not so much the slider with him. With any of them, except for Langford. Langford could go back to back here. I'm not gonna look too deep into this because I don't really trust their righties. I will look at the sinker real quick because I was about to look at it, then I stopped just to see because he's throwing it 33% of the time. So you got Burger here, 40% barrel in those zones that he's missing at. I lean Burger here. His barrel for that four seamer wasn't there, but power wise for the Rangers, I look at um Langford and Burger. Jung can hit it out, so I'll say Burger or Jung here. Burger looks good against the sinker. Jung looks good against that four seamer. I lean one of those to go a yard here. None of their that's what I'm saying. None of their barrels look great at all. I don't lean one of them, but I'm not. You know, I don't. I wouldn't bank too much on it. But Bueller struggles from the right hand side with power. Let's move on. Okay, still looking at left hand bats. You got Melton here. Doesn't have the swing and strike stuff. Two lefties, but they're not batting for an average route. We'll look at it because this ground ball, fly ball is very low. Decay to walk isn't there. The swing and strike stuff isn't there. So he should be giving up hits here. You got Antanasi here. 373 with this four seamer. He's throwing it 43% of the time. I can't remember if Melton is just a opener or not. But you want someone ideally who's not striking out here and can put it in play. Like, you know, he's depending on that defense essentially. So it's a lot of balls hit and play. It might be Anta Nasi or something. I don't know. Just thinking about how I pronounce that dude's name. Okay, let's look at zone wise. So he's trying to go up and away. He's missing there. Looks like he's missing here too. Where is this game? Is this in Detroit? I think this is in Detroit. Where is that game at? Oh, it is in Detroit. Okay. I do like this 478 from him. Benintendi 438. Both low K percentages. Oh, you faced Melton before. Yeah, that's just a fly out. Couple singles here. Couple doubles too. 4 doubles. 5 doubles, my bad. He looks good here. Especially against these zones. Benintendi, a vet, really. Pretty sure I feel like he's been in the league for a minute. Couple home runs here, 1 double. Ideally could go either way there, but I will go Onto Nasi, at the top of the lineup leading off. I will look at this secondary pitch real quick though. This slider, what are you doing against it? So not hitting that, but also not striking out. So I do like you're not striking out. Benintendi's has seen it the most. Oh, he singled off this versus Melton already. Got to fly out there. So his one hit against this pitch is Melton. Oh, he might be a rookie, huh? Yeah, he might be a rookie. I still lean him here. Um, so yeah, he hasn't seen this pitch in a while. Sheesh. He's not striking out. He's not whiffing. Um, he's putting in play, and that's all you can ask for. You know, if it drops for a hit, you know, ideally, that's what you want. But as long as you're putting in play, you have a chance at a hit. You know, if he was striking out a bunch this pitch, then I wouldn't go here. But he's hitting the four seamer, which Melton's throwing over 43% of the time. Has seen this slider from Melton before. His hit against it, one of his hits against it is against Melton. So I'll take Antanasi for a hit here. Moving on. Not going lefty on lefty with early. We'll look at Sugiyano. I feel like he's been pitching decent lately. So righties have been hitting him a little bit better. Let me look at that again. The K to walk to lefties is horrible. Ground ball, fly ball is bad on both sides. Lefties are whiffing a little bit more. I'll look at left first because there's really no righties in that Pittsburgh lineup. Gonzalez, Ozuna. That's about it from the right hand side. Let's look at this four seamer. It's really all over the place with it, but he's landing in the heart of the plate and at the bottom there for the most part. Okay, you got Lau, who we've attacked, you know, for a homer before for the four seamer. So that's always in play with Lau. Reynolds looks pretty good, 14% barrel across 48 events. O'Hearn's not barreling, but he's getting it out at 5 home runs there. And then, yeah, Lau, 27% barrel, which is crazy, over 37 events. So the last 30. .429 for Reynolds. Lau still hitting 318, 16%. Okay. Let's look location. Neither of those are getting hit though. That don't make sense. I may look at these three next. Reynolds 600 here, 26% barrel. Lau 37%. 8 events, you know, so smaller sample size. .0% whiff for Reynolds here though. 106, 105, 99. So a few doubles here, a couple home runs, a couple flyouts here at the ideal launch angle too. Not bad at all. I'll look this outside of play real quick though. Seems like he's trying to go away from them. So 300 for Reynolds there. Does have 3 Ks. 20% for Lau. Same number of Ks, more at bats. O'Hearn's 417 there. It's pretty good. 14% barrel for Reynolds there, though. Okay. Well, let me look. Because it did say that lefties dropped off slightly, so I wonder where he's locating that four-seamer. So he's still landing middle of the plate. And then down here, and then here a little bit more. Okay. So nothing really changed there. All right, we can look at this splitter. So Horwitz is hitting the splitter. Reynolds not so much. Small sample size. Lau is really striking out with that splitter. Let's look at 2025. So Reynolds was striking out. Both of them were striking out last year. Sheesh. Horwitz is killing that splitter. So is O'Hearn. I was zoned in on Lau and Reynolds. I didn't even see how either of them was hitting that four-seamer. So Horwitz, not a high average here. A low K percentage. O'Hearn 306. O'Hearn 353. The barrel isn't there. 281 for Horwitz, so he came up. Still not Kane. And how are they doing in those zones that I selected? So neither of them are really hitting it in those zones, but they're hitting the four-seamer overall. And they're both hitting the splitter. Could go any of these, honestly. Lau and Reynolds are not hitting that secondary pitch. They're hitting the four-seamer. However, Horwitz is killing the splitter. So is O'Hearn. I low-key lean O'Hearn here. We don't have to necessarily look for a homer here. Looking for a hit. Can hit the four-seamer. The power isn't there, but he's getting hits. 318 batting average against his splitter across 22 at bats. I'll look into his events real quick with this four-seamer. Any of those four though, like I expect them to get this Sugiyano. They should get to Sugiyano. This is four-seamer last 30 days. They should be able to get to him. And so they're all top four. Horwitz, number 1. Lau, number 2. Reynolds, batting 3. And I believe O'Hearn is batting 4. So he's clean up here for O'Hearn. Couple singles. That's where the power is lacking for him there. So I wouldn't necessarily say him for a homer. But he looks decent for a hit here. But I also like Reynolds. I see that he's not hitting that splitter well. But he can sit splitter, to be honest. And last year he did have some Ks against it. I will look at that again real quick just to see his events. Decent amount of strikeouts. Facing some good pitchers here though. I mean, I wouldn't say about all of them. But I like O'Hearn. I want to say Reynolds 2 there. And Horwitz 3. Lau's barrel percentage against the four-seamer is crazy. So possibly Lau for a homer there. I want to say if you're looking at Homer, I say either Lau or Reynolds. But hit wise, I'd go any of those four. But as I mentioned, I like O'Hearn, then Reynolds, then Horwitz, and then Lau. Okay, moving forward. Lefties in Toronto. Is Luke still playing? I may lean away from that. San Fran, Miami. Okay, let's look at this one. 314 to lefties. Throwing a sinker 52% of the time. 345 for Hicks across 29 at bats. Do see some barrel here. Let's look last 30. 333. Do like that he's not K'ing. Couple singles there. Okay. %20 there. I don't know who Marcy is to look into. I mean, I'll look into him, but I'm not sure where he's at in the lineup. Just homered against this sinker. Other than that, some singles too. You gotta be able to lift this sinker. Stowers is their power guy, to be honest. I'm looking for a homer for Miami. I'm gonna be looking at Stowers. Okay. How many homers is this dude? So 4 to lefties, last 30. 2 to lefties. Has increased the ground ball, fly ball though. No, he's decreased it actually. I thought, my bad. I missed that. Okay, where is he locating this sinker? Let's look at it. So trying to go away for the most part. And in here, where's he getting trouble? Here. Thought so. I lean. I'm gonna look at his secondary pitch. But off the bat, I lean Hicks for a hit here. And Stowers for a homer. I haven't heard of this McDonald kid, so I'm assuming he's a rookie. He's getting in trouble with this changeup. So I like Hicks here for a hit. Stour doesn't have the power there though. Look, last 30. Still low K for Hicks there. Stowers does have one barrel. Just saw it yesterday for Hicks. And back to back. Ideal launch angles 340 feet, 350 feet. So Hicks here for a hit. But as I mentioned, Stowers is somebody that I'm going to for power. Struck out against this yesterday. But at least he's seen it. Like, you know, fly out there, ideal. That launch angle is ideal. He's not really hitting this year. Why did I just do that? Let me go back to that. I'm tripping. Where did you just go? Does have the ground ball, fly ball, though McDonald here was still giving up the homers. You gotta be able to lift that sinker. Okay, I was looking at the changeup. Let me see what Stowers' barrel looked like last year. 24%. Yeah, Stowers might be in play for a homer here. Yeah, I'm gonna lean what I said. I like Stowers for a homer here, and then Hicks for a hit. What is this? A slider. What is 11.1? 16.7. So 1 for him. 286 for him. Look into this real quick. Triple strikeout against Chandler. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Time I got. Okay, that may be it from the left-hand side. Let's look at right real quick. No, I'm not going from the right-hand side there. We looked into Bueller. You got the Cubs here, Toronto. You got LA 2 here with Rogers. Let's go Rogers real quick. Four-seamer. Got Caw and Rojas. Mookie's barreling that 28%. Last 30. Okay. Change up. 375 for Mookie. Full season wise. 231. Calls hitting a little bit. Sweeper, nobody really. Let's look at last year. 500 for Mookie. Mookie doesn't look bad there. Maybe Mookie against Rogers here. Sorry, I'm about to speed this up so we can get through it. Let's go early. He's been struggling with the long ball. Four-seamer wise, you got Robles, Garver. Garver's more so the power if you're looking for power here. So I mentioned he does struggle with homers. Garver, barrel there. Change up, Rodriguez. Ref Snyder's hitting it. Small sample size though. May stay away from this one. But he's really struggling with that four-seamer. Curveball, Rodriguez is hitting it. Fastball, where was he? 194. That's not too good at all. 11.1. He has the second highest barrel on that though. It's about one barrel there. Slider. Possibly J-Rod here for a homer. Early struggling with the long ball. Secondary option is Garver. Right hand side, Minnesota. Gallen. Buxton maybe there. Let's look at Corbin's at the Cubs. Let's look at this real quick. Sinker. Bregman 600. Warner 467. Warner's struggling lately though. They might move him back up in the lineup. Bregman 400. Small sample size though. Warner 250. 0 Ks. Okay, Swanson. Last year, homered a couple times against it. Bregman still 400. Warner 300. Okay, not bad. Changeup wise, nobody really at all. Bregman 091. Horner is striking out against that. Horner 371 there though. Bregman 273. Suzuki's barreling it. How many homers has he given up? Let's look last 30. 3 in the last 30, so he could be a possible home run candidate here. It's more so this sinker. Let's look at the slider real quick. Horner's hitting it. Hap, Suzuki has some barrel there. Suzuki's more so like the power from the right-hand side, in my opinion, for the Cubs. You got Swanson a little bit too, though. Swanson a little bit. Okay. Let's look last 30. Possibly Suzuki here. They don't really, none of them really have many at bats against his pitch mix. Suzuki or Swanson here, possibly for a homer. Hit wise, it's Horner or Bregman. Okay, Cavalli, don't really care for that. Boston, Hancock facing Boston, don't care for that either. Let's look at Abbott real quick. So he's throwing his four seamer for the most part. You got Goldie, 21% barrel. Normally it's Goldie, 500 there. Okay. Let's go change up. Goldie 2. Do like that. Let's look at this curveball. Not much of a sample size there. Let's go back to last year. Goldie 308. Okay, do like that. Want to say I lean Goldie here for a hit. 17 at bats this year, 368, 17% barrel. I like Goldie here for a hit. Let's look at, he has to be giving up homers, 4 homers. Goldie here for possibly a homer too. Hasn't had the barrel recently though. I'll lean Goldie for a hit here. You could possibly throw him into a home run parlay if you'd like. Since Abbott's given a bunch here. Outside of him, you got Dominguez, a slight barrel there. Rosario, slight barrel, but it's not a great sample size at all. And looking last year, Goldie led them 11.8% barrel, and then there's Rosario. So I'll lean Goldie here for a hit. I think that may be it for today. Y'all go ahead and call it on that end. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions when you're on the platform, please let me know. Have a great day. See you guys.